Hi, my name is Brandon Jenkins, and today we'll be talking about some working from home options for Buck Creek Manufacturing. Casey here has asked me to research and come up with three alternatives for this issue. As of right now, we have about 450 of our employees that are working remote, so this is a pretty big issue. But before I get started, I do want to go into the history of working remote. This has not been a big issue since before the COVID pandemic. So when we saw COVID, we saw a huge shift in the workforce moving to the remote. But since then, we've kind of seen a shift back to an either hybrid schedule or employees back in office full time. So this problem is significant because the work-life balance is important. Employees are more productive when they work from home. A study by ClickTime ultimately found that 65% of employees are more productive when they work from home. They get up, they're able to put more hours in. They're in their own comfort of their home. And then employees remove the commute time and gas spent. So, removing that time, it takes you to drive to and from the office. It allows for more time to actually be working. And then the gas spent driving to and from the office, when you remove that from the equation, you're kind of helping out the environment a little bit. There's not emissions being used up when you're driving to and from the office. And then employees are less likely to leave the company. A study found that employees were given the option to work from home had about a 12% reduction in the turnover rate. This is likely because employees who are given the option to work from home are more likely to be happier and therefore more likely to stay with that company. But now that we've talked about the significance of the problem, I'd like to get into the alternatives. So based on my research, I found three possible alternatives that our company can use going forward. The first one being an in-office requirement for all employees that the remote option is applicable. So big companies recently, such as Amazon and Apple, are giving out these mandatory requirements. So they require that employees be in the office 3 days a week, but they give them that flexibility to work whatever days they want in office and from home. So, if a Monday, Friday remote option works better for you, you have the flexibility to do that. If you want Tuesdays and Thursdays remote, it's really up to you. This would save about $4,400 per part-time telecommuter per year. The second alternative would be to allow the entire workforce remote option. So this is giving the freedom and flexibility to your employees. If they wanted to come in for 1 day a week, they could. If they wanted to come in a full week and then take the next week and work remote, they could. It's really putting the power in your employees' hands. The expenses for the company would also take a decline because you wouldn't have to pay for rent, you wouldn't have to pay for cleaning services, and you also wouldn't have to pay for as many utility costs as there's not that many people coming into the office. So this would save around $11,000 per part-time telecommuter per year. The third option would be to implement a remote schedule for all employees. This is a fixed schedule that applies to all employees that are able to work remote. It gives you the flexibility to work from home, but you're not able to choose when you want to work from home. So the company will institute a 3-day a week in person and 2-day a week remote, but the company chooses those days. So they would do Monday, Wednesday, Friday in office, and then Tuesday, Thursday remote, or maybe Monday, Friday they work remote, and then Tuesday through Thursday you're in office and you're working. This is kind of the middle ground between all three of these alternatives, and it saves around $6,600 per part-time telecommuter per year. So after extensive research, I've concluded that we should implement an in-office requirement for all employees that are able to do the work from home. So for Buck Creek Manufacturing, I believe this should be 3 days a week. So this is important because it still gives your employees the flexibility of working from home, but you're forcing the team collaboration and forcing them to come into the office and engage with one another and to build the company and grow the company. Collaboration is something that's hard to do when you work from home, which is a big reason on why I think we should have a minimum requirement of 3 days in the office. So you're getting the majority of time in the office working with each other, but you're also given the flexibility to work from home and to enjoy the work-life balance that a remote and a hybrid option gives you.